Welcome to Silver Bar Stacker, folks. I hope everybody's doing well and enjoying their Sunday. That's right, folks. Today is Sunday, and we've got a very exciting one for you today, folks. Yep, that's right. I've got a very interesting topic to discuss today, and it's something we haven't really ever seen much of on the channel before. It's not something I've really talked about, and the reason I haven't talked too much about it is because it's something that I myself have only recently been getting into as well. Now, you know me here at SBS, we're all about the vintage, and we do generally like to stack everything from small denomination stuff to very, very large denomination stuff. So, you know, every once in a while you might see a 100-ounce bar on the channel, but a lot of times we just focus on tiny little 1-ounce pieces, bars and rounds, and sometimes we even focus in on the fractionals. We even love the fractionals here at SBS. So when it comes down to vintage silver, we like it all, right? We like everything. We like to dabble in a little bit of it all, but one thing we haven't really gotten too much into are the odd weight style pieces, right? So a lot of times, you know, people, some individuals, like for example, AG Stacker 1776. More recently, he's been kind of into the 5-ounce bars for whatever reason. You know, 5-ounce bars, I wouldn't necessarily call it an odd weight, but I would say that 5-ounce bars are kind of a little bit less of a common type of weight. You typically see more 1-ounce, 10-ounce, 100-ounce, even, you know, a lot of them, even kilo bars are starting to become popular now, but here in the Western world, you know, we'd even consider kilos a little bit of an odd size, right? Because it's not in line with the weight measurements that we're used to here, right? So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about a little bit of odd weight stuff. So if you got your 5-ounce bars that, you know, AG Stacker 1776 and many others are really into, because it's a very easy way to kind of calculate things. It's very easy to keep track of it, right? As opposed to if you're messing around with like foreign gold and stuff, all of the purities and the weights and stuff, they start to go all over the place. So it very much becomes very difficult to keep track. Right, and so that's kind of why I try to stay clear. Outside of fractionals, I try to stay typically a little bit further away from kind of the odd weight stuff. I used to have a bunch of kilo generic bars before kind of kilo bars became very, very popular and very, very affordable. And, you know, I was picking up kilo bars for the very same reason, because they're very cheap. You know, you get them for a very low premium. But I've since sold them off. It's just very difficult to kind of keep track of the kilos. But here I am again now dabbling with some more odd weight things. You know, another odd weight thing is those 3-ounce Engelhard bars. You always see those kind of popping up here and there, and they go for insane amounts because they're very rare, right? It's not a very common size 3-ounce, right? So just about 3 ounces, you also have your 100-gram pieces. And so the 100-gram pieces are something that are very, very appealing to me and something that I've kind of started to get into. And I've been very specific about the 100-gram pieces that I'm into. I've not just been kind of blindly going for any sort of 100-gram pieces. I've been specifically targeting Johnson Matthey 100-gram pieces. Now, Johnson Matthey, many of you know, they've produced a lot. You know, there's Johnson Matthey US, Johnson Matthey Canada, right? There's a lot of Johnson Matthey products out there, more than you would be able to keep track of. I'm just going to put it that way. Engelhard, still a lot of different Engelhard pieces out there, but it's a little bit more manageable, I would say, their inventory. When it comes into Johnson Matthey, there's so many different variations. You've got Johnson Matthey US, Johnson Matthey Canada, Johnson Matthey Australia, Johnson Matthey London, who has produced stuff for even, you know, companies in Italy, things like that. So they're all over the map. They had their hands in many things, and Johnson Matthey was around a lot longer as well than Engelhard was. Engelhard wasn't around nearly as long as Johnson Matthey. So anyways, I digress. We haven't even really looked at any silver yet. What I wanted to show you all was actually a very, very nice set of 100-gram bars that I happen to have picked up by Johnson Matthey. Now, these 100-gram bars that I'm going to be showing you are not just by Johnson Matthey, but they're all Johnson Matthey London. Okay, so we're all looking at the British. That's why we're looking at 100-gram bars, because they do not shy away from 100 grams over the pond, right? Now, one very cool thing that I was able to show you not long back, which I felt was incredibly cool, and it was probably the coolest thing that I bought, possibly ever, was this right here. Now, this right here, you see, it has the MP stamp. This is something that we've actually seen on the channel before, actually, if you were paying close attention. MP stands for Metalli Prezioso. Okay, so this is a Johnson Matthey 100-gram bar that was actually produced for Metalli Prezioso, Italy. Okay, so it's an Italian-style bar, actually, produced by Johnson Matthey London. And this is something that we did see on the channel not long back. And actually, we came to find out that this is actually a 25 minted 100-gram bar that I had come across. It's the only known example actually that exists. I don't believe there's any other examples out there that are known. According to All Inglehart, they actually have this exact same bar featured after I provided them the photos. They actually featured this photo of this exact same bar on allinglehart.com, and it's estimated at a mintage of 25. Only 25 of these out there that have this custom etching there on the back. So that's very, very cool. And this is kind of the reason why I started to maybe get into the 100-gram bars, because that's insane. Okay, and the reason why I got into this bar and why this bar was even on my radar is because I'm very much into the Matthey Prezioso bars. Okay, so Matthey Prezioso, there's also a whole bunch of not 100 gram bars, but this is a 1 ounce bar. You see that MP stamp there? Garantito. Matthey Prezioso. So there's different variations of this. Actually, this happens to be the rarer version. You see the Matthey Prezioso is written in lowercase there. You've also got versions where they're written in all uppercase. Those ones are a little bit more common. They're all pretty rare though. They're all like 1,000 and less or something. So 25 minted on this. Comes with the original card and everything. So that's very, very cool in my opinion. So this was what started my journey for 100-gram bars. And then I started branching out. There's a lot of different versions. There's many other actual 100-gram bars that have custom etching that were produced for other companies. So that's pretty cool. This happens to be the only one that I have with custom etching. But I also have some of the more, I guess you could call them common 100-gram bars. But these are not common. These are all like between 500 and 1,000 minted. So these are all like tier 1 or tier 2 100-gram ingots, which is pretty crazy to think about actually. It's crazy to think about how rare these are. And that's what comes down to Johnson Matthey. When it comes down to Johnson Matthey, you'll just be very surprised sometimes at how rare things can become. So this right here, Johnson Matthey, London, refiners to the Bank of England. And right here you've got Schweizerischer Bank of Feinsilber. So this, I believe, right here is 1,000 minted bar right here. Pretty cool. I'm very excited about that. And what I was extremely excited was when I was picking up another one of these actually. This wasn't even, they didn't even say this on the listing. You know, when I had purchased this one, they didn't even mention that it was going to be coming in the original packing. So I felt that was extremely cool. Really, really excited about that. Let's take a look at this one. Johnson Matthey, London, refiners to the Bank of England. Oh, upside down. National Bank of Commerce of Seattle, 100 grams fine silver. This also is 1,000 minted if I'm not mistaken. But did you notice something there? And this is something that I had noticed when I was looking through the bars, because it's usually going to be, here, like, for example. Okay, check this out. Boom. It's alright, it's right side up, right? Check this out. Boom. Oh, upside down. So that's something that I noticed. I don't know if All Inglehart knows that, but I'm going to have to mention that to him. So check this one out. This one's actually 500 minted. So that makes this a tier 1 ingot. Pretty cool. Right side up. Right side up. So that's how it's supposed to be. I mean, I believe that that's how it's supposed to be. I believe it's supposed to be flip them like that, and it's supposed to be right side up. Now take a look at this one. This one's a Bankers Limited. This is a 1,000 minted bar as well. It's actually serialized as well. But notice how the size difference here. See how much bigger this is? They're both 100 grams. But this one's so much like thicker because this one is actually the thicker one. You see that? So it's a variance in the 100 gram varieties there. So this one is Johnson Matthey Bankers Limited, and this is a 1,000 minted serialized bar. Boom. Actually, when you do this, then it's upside down. So this is supposed to be like that. So 999, hammer logo, boom. Oh, so take a look at this. Not only does this come in the original packaging, but it's got a twin. 1 troy ounce and 100 grams. So that's pretty cool. Now, something I was extremely excited about actually was I was able to get these 200 gram bars in the original packaging. So here you have a nice toned up Banker's Limited bar. You've already seen the reverse of that. Let's take a look at that. So she's a beauty. And we've also got this. So if you're wondering what this is this right here is one of these bad boys. So this is the 500 minted bar, but it's in the original packaging. And then this here is the 1000 minted bar, also in the original packaging. So I felt that to be very cool. I'm really much into these 100 gram bars, and so I hope you had a nice time taking a look at some of the variations that are available and out there when it comes to the 100 gram varieties of Johnson Matthey London. Cheers!